Boxing Truth here. Some interesting news came out about yesterday. It was regarding the situation with Floyd Mayweather and why he's still listed as the WBA Super Champion in both the welterweight and junior middleweight division. Well, it was revealed yesterday in an article on Boxing Scene that Floyd Mayweather is now going to be de-recognized as the Super Champion for WBA at 147 at 154 pounds beginning the start of the month, at the end of this month. And it's about time. We've been about a lot of people following the story about ever since Floyd retired have been waiting to see what the WBA was going to do with him. The WBC already de-recognized him as their champion in both the welterweight and junior middleweight divisions when their convention took place in November. The WBA's convention took place in December, but there was still no word or answer about Floyd Mayweather's status as champion. Well, now that's being revealed. The new president for WBA, Gilberto Mendoza Jr., has told ESPN Deportes that and Boxing Scene that Floyd Mayweather is no longer the super champion. But now here's the interesting thing about this story. It's very head scratching. The PBC at the last minute, very recently, they requested the WBA to sanction the Robert Guerrero and Danny Garcia fight, which takes place on January 23rd. They requested that the winner of that fight the fight will be sanctioned for the vacant WBA super title. And Gilberto Mendoza, the president of WBA, he did the right thing. He denied the request, rejected it. And if I'm Keith Thurman right now, I would be looking for Al Heyman, threatening to whip his ass for trying to leapfrog another fighter to become WBA Super Champion when he's been holding the WBA regular belt for over a year. He's been fighting. He put the work in. He climbed the ranks for the WBA, and he's been waiting patiently to be promoted to WBA Super Champion. And now it's just confusing. I mean, this is why a lot of fans can't fuck with Al Heyman. And a lot of fighters who are connected with Al Heyman, who are with Al Heyman, they need to look at themselves in the mirror and ask themselves how important they are to Al Heyman, because this is the second time this has happened. It doesn't seem that Al Heyman has the best interests of his fighters. I mean, he's supposed to be an advisor and a manager. He's supposed to be looking out for the best interests of his fighters. But that's impossible to do when you have a reported 200 fighters in your stable, and you're also being accused of acting as a promoter, a manager, all in one sequence. So how in the world can you look out for the fighter's best interests? This also happened in the Leo Santa Cruz Abner Mares fight. Before that fight, the WBA title at 126 pounds, the super belt, was vacated because Nicholas Walters couldn't make weight early in the year. So that title was vacant, and the PBC made a similar request to the WBA, and the WBA accepted the request, even though Jesus Cuellar was the regular champion at 126 pounds and was waiting patiently to be upgraded to super champion. He was irate, he was upset, but of course he's with Al Heyman, so you couldn't really do much about it. But Keith Thurman needs to see what's up with this situation. Why was PBC or Al Heyman trying to leapfrog him for the WBA super champion position? I mean, he's been waiting for a long time. It's rightfully his turn to be upgraded, to be promoted to super champion. It's a crazy situation. I mean, Thurman should be very upset. I mean, reading this type of reports that's going on with the PBC making this request, and Gilberto Mendoza, the president, did the right thing. He rejected it, rightfully so. I mean, that would have been disastrous. That would have caught a lot of flack from fans and media. It just wouldn't have been right. anyways, rightfully so, the Garcia Guerrero fight will not be contested for the super belt, and we're still waiting to hear because it's not in concrete. Gilberto Mendoza, the president of the WBA, he said he didn't give a guarantee that Keith Thurman will be promoted to super champion, but he said most likely he will. Also, Thurman Lara is also the regular champion for the WBA at 154 pounds. He's saying most likely he will be promoted to super champion. So more than likely, both Keith Thurman and Thurman Lara will be promoted to super champions of the WBA, and rightfully so. They should be. They've had their belts for a while. They need to be promoted. And also another interesting discovery was that the president of WBA, he also said that he wants to limit the champions to two in each division for the WBA, so there won't be no longer any three world champions and for a single sanctioning body in WBA, because WBA has a ridiculous. They have three champions in every weight class. They have a super champion, a regular champion, an interim champion. I know for guys who don't watch boxing a lot, casual fans, they have no idea what the hell that is. It's even confusing for some hardcore fans. It's a ridiculous stipulation WBA has. I mean, if they can just limit it to two champions, fine. I'd rather they got rid of the regular belts, interim belts. But if they can at least get rid of the interim belts, I'm all for it. So hopefully the WBA will not have only two champions, a super champion and a regular world champion. And the story is still not over. We still have to see if both Keith Thurman and Thurman and Lara will be promoted. Most likely they will. And a good thing that the Guerrero Garcia fight will not be sanctioned for the WBA super title. That was the right thing to do. And as for Floyd Mayweather, it seems like he's still retired. We'll see what happens in the future. He might come if he comes back, he can get first dibs on either belt, either WBC, the WBA. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.